it'll be available sooner than later, hopefully. But anyways, it's the same thing. You need your amino acids. You need to make sure you're supporting all of your glandular functions, and taking the tonic. It takes time. It's tonifying. You need the pump. You need the blood flow, right? So at least there's somewhat tolerable to you doing this and accepting the male, hopefully at your home, to start on the program. I don't think you need to tell them anything else. This is just helping your fertility. So, you know, you're an adult now. Okay, so okay, yeah, you are responsible enough and older to make your decisions. Bizarre looking an object as those pumps. I'm more than willing to use massages and massage until my hands fall off, if that's what it takes. Along with certain oils, the growth is slower. Great. Remember, massage inward. You get the ball around the there's, you know, your areola, behind the areola. Massage that sucker. Okay, I talk about this in some of my other videos. Massage that. Any ball you have, massage it out so that it can spread and grow the way it's supposed to. Yeah, flaxseed oil, coconut oil. I used nutmeg with the carrier oil of Nigella sativa. I just put like drops of nutmeg and put it in the carrier oil. I just love the way it smelled, and supposedly it helped cell division. I don't even know if it worked, but I've also used flaxseed oil. Question is, can the breast pumps be substituted for massages? Yes, but you still have to massage after you pump, in between pumping, before, after. Lymphatic. Lymph is everywhere. Your nodes are everywhere, all over the chest wall, under here, right? Underneath. Lymph is everywhere. So yes, you can start massaging from here all the way down. Asians are like very knowledgeable about this. You stated along with the purchase of the tinctures comes a guide. Yes. That it helps explain and help the person to know how exactly to take it. Perhaps you can talk a bit more about what the guide specifically helps with. Maybe would answer a lot of the questions others have as well. Okay, basically my guide is a condensed version of my program. Go to my program thread on Breast Nexus, Tibetan Princesses program, right? VO program. Start on page 29, I think. It's all there. Okay, so this guide, so the information is free. This guide is just a condensed form of that. I always suggest going on that forum and reading my program, but I know a lot of you ladies don't have all that time, so this is why I made the guide. So basically it just says what worked for me, which is on my thread, and how important it is tests are, what tests to take, which, watch my other video, because a female just asked what am I testing, right? And how to take it. Since you're taking the tincture, it's different. Your body weight, you're like me. Maybe you're gonna do 35 drops a day, 2 times a day, right? Some people like to take it 3 times a day. I found it most effective taking it twice a day before bed, in the morning, first thing in the morning, with my others, like my protein, my whey. It's so important for us skinny gals to take our whey protein. That's no secret. It's all over the forum. When it comes to taking supplements based on what you lack in your test, is it better to take them to straighten out your hormones for a while before? Yeah, I took 9 months. I took a whole 9 months, let my tonic brew. I took my time because I failed the last 3 times. Ooh, I failed the last 3 times. I said, I cannot afford to fail anymore. I'm in menopause, for crying out loud. I need cortisone shots, cortisone shots for the rest of my life. I refuse to spend $500 a month on this doctor. I said, there's got to be another way. I cannot fail, I told myself. So I was not going to do a needle in the haystack approach. I said, we're going to figure out on your tests what you're lacking. We're going to figure out support. What is it needed to support this body so that you can get the best results? Because you have no HGH. What's going to help me with my HGH levels? I could take pituitary extract. I could take alfalfas. The bovine tonic has pituitary extract in it. You might need more. Maybe you don't need it. When your thyroid and your adrenals don't work very well, guess what's kicking in to work? Your pituitary. Nourish that pituitary. Alfalfas are so good for that. So I took alfalfas. It says, so yeah, you can take a few months, do a cleanse, change your diet. You can also retest right before you do your program. You can wait till you gain a little bit of weight, which I always recommend. If you can just gain a little bit more weight, that would be great. But if not, just be really patient. Because that whey protein you're taking during your program, you should be putting on some weight at some point. Within those 3 months, you should be starting to put on some weight, and then you can back off on your protein. I just want to make sure I draw the line and keeping the program simple. Yes, and I can't stress that enough. Keep your program simple. Why? Because I was taking some stuff, and even though I kept mine simple, I was taking wild yam, I was taking, and then I had to stop the wild yam, but I was also taking saw palmetto. So how do I know it wasn't the saw palmetto that was making me gain weight in the thighs? I just noticed that I added one thing at a time, and the way I was able to pinpoint was, what changed in the last cycle? Oh, I added the wild yam. I got thicker thighs. They were rubbing together. I had to run every other day to run that fat off. So I just stopped taking the wild yam. Now, was it effective? I think for the time being, maybe for those 3 months, 4 months, I think it really did help me in some way. Maybe to gain overall weight along with my whey protein, or maybe to nourish a gland. It's like a modulator. So I'm not really sure what it did in my body. I just know the combination of everything and then adding that was the difference. That was the only thing that I took. So add one thing at a time and take notes of your cycle, right? One of your videos, you mentioned that you would plateau by the 3rd month and not panic during your BO program, but I'd like to know how gradual long was the rest of your progress, growth take. Is it necessary to titrate up the dosage by then? It just depends. Like, by my actually plateaued, the first 3 months was shocking. I didn't realize that I was going to gain like a half a cup, right? And then by the 5th month, it was like, whoa. After that 5th month, I plateaued, and it's normal. You're going to plateau at some point, right? Once you take off, you're like running really, really fast, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, okay, homeostasis, just to keep level. Sometimes at some point you would think you would need a rest, and maybe you do. I didn't take a break. I did this continual, knowing that I was going to have gradual progress based on everyone else's note-taking during their program. So everyone's different. Your plateau may come at 3-month mark. You may get more growth than other females do because you have higher HGH levels. This is why we always want to take our amino acids before we go to bed, or in some form, right? So take your collagen or take your whey protein before you go to bed with your supplement. Last thing. What else? It doesn't mean that you need to titrate up your dose. You can. What I found out was 35 drops was my max, and I was doing 45, within that first, because I didn't know I was the first one to do this as a tonic. I did not know what my dose was, what I should be taking. If you feel aching in the ovaries, back off. That's way too harsh on your system. You could do damage. You don't want to overdo it. So anytime I felt the twinge, the needling, the pricking, I said, oh shit, I'm skipping a couple days. That was when I was taking like 40 drops, 45 drops a day. So if I just stayed at 35 all the way through, I think maybe I would have been fine. So yeah, some days I took capsules, BO capsules, in place of my tincture dose, because the tincture dose was so strong. And some days I skipped my doses altogether. I never had to titrate up. I never had to take more. I just had to be patient and just know that, oh, it's gradual, right? So yeah, if anything, toward the end of your program, you're gonna titrate down. You're gonna taper off. Apart from prolactin stimulating supplements, are there any other specific supplements women should stay clear when taking the tonic in case it doesn't mix or work well together in the body? I know you did 2 videos on something similar, but perhaps more pointedly the vitamins or maybe certain things that would definitely turn into or boost androgen levels. It's so weird because everyone is different, and some people may be more sensitive, like some of their, the receptors in the body may take something that otherwise in somebody else's body would not take that same substance or phytochemical and turn it into an androgen producing effect. For me, it was definitely cloves, oregano, sometimes turmeric, and I say that because sometimes I think it depends on the dose, and milk thistle. Milk thistle is amazing for cleansing, but you want to do that before or in between. You don't want to do that while you're on your program, so make sure you cleanse before. What else? That's all I can think of. Even fenugreek, believe it or not, fenugreek can, as far as vitamins, I'd say liver glandular. Don't do liver glandular. That has like a testosterone boosting effect, and if you're already taking your testosterone and making androgens from it, that's really bad for you on your program. I don't know of any other substance, because that's my experience, but if you notice, oh my god, why are they feeling like water? It must be something in my diet, right? Yeah, but I don't know of any vitamins. Let's see. From what I've read, starting your blog, yes, currently still reading. You seem to have been able to track your period very precisely. It seems that you were able to regulate it before BO. How hard was it to regulate it during the program at the start? And what exactly did you notice of becoming regular and on time? Okay, so you know what? I would say taking the parsley really helped. I continue to take the parsley. My friend studies Chinese medicine, and she told me about this great idea of taking the parsley. Drink your parsley in a tea or take it as a supplement. I took probably 600 milligrams a day. And when you nourish your adrenals, you get your period on time. If it's strictly from the ovary function or dysfunction of the ovaries, BO is going to help you get your period on time. But I really believe it was the combination of BO with taking topical progesterone, which in turn, like I said, could be your adrenals, right? So parsley, BO, topical progesterone. I think the progesterone cream really helped me for those first 3 months. A week before, you're reading in my thread, 1 week before, that would be the second week. 1 week before your luteal phase starts, right? Because your luteal is like 3rd, 4th week. So I did it on the 2nd week, and I noticed it helped me. It helped ovulation, it helped the luteinizing hormone. And that's how I was able to stay regular and keep everything. I was nourishing everything. I was putting it in my receptors, skin absorption. I was drinking my parsley or taking my parsley capsules during my program before I was doing the BO. Start first cycle, right? First day of your cycle. That's what I mean. To keep it, you may spot that's normal. Should resume normal periods after a couple months, couple cycles. So let's see. Well, you can always take an ovulation test to find out where you're at in your cycle. If you're ovulating late, take the luteinizing hormone. It'll tell you if you're ovulating. Go online. There's like a, I think it's like a, I don't know, it's like an Always site, you know, the ones that promote their pads and tampons and whatnot. Fertility calendars just say, when is my next period due, right? And it'll calculate, and it'll tell you your supposed ovulation days. And you can go by that, and that's what I would do. I still do it sometimes till this day, like, okay, I should be ovulating right now. You'll notice your breasts become a little bit more harder, more jelly-like, firmer. That means you're fluxing. That means your hormones are starting to peak. You know, your estrogen and your progesterone's coming up maybe slightly higher. That's how you can tell. You can tell when you're getting drier down there. Your river is not, you know, I call it the follicular river for a reason, because I could tell when it's not as tacky, like in the progesterone days or luteinizing, you know, days, which is the latter half of your cycle. It's sticky and thick, makes it hard for the sperm to get in through to fertilize the egg. In the very first 2 weeks, it's very slippery, very slippery, and that's follicular river. When it's flowing, that's when your, you know, estrogen is coming up. Okay, so that's how I could tell, because I was dead before. I couldn't feel anything. I was like dead down there. I didn't felt anything coming out. I wasn't having a period, and it was like nothing. There was no wetness. There was no, you know, tackiness, no tacky goo. There was no change. Like, there's no change. So when you come from that into, oh my gosh, I'm getting a period and it's coming on time, you're realizing things that you forgot that come with that. And take those notes. It's always helpful. You gave up bothering to track yours? That could be frustrating. I'm so sorry. That could be really frustrating. So let's see, does BO affect your arousal levels? It can, and it does make you smell a little funny down there because it's high in iodine. Naturally, you know, we're like sea critters. We smell like fish. Even males smell like fish because we're high in iodine and zinc. We need these minerals. It's what gives that fish that smell, or those minerals, those sea minerals. Those are so important. It's actually a good sign that it's working in your body, and you're gonna get more. You're gonna feel more of that river, more of that tacky goo. It's just like it's making your ovaries work. Does it drastically increase during the protocol? I'd say for some women it may feel like that. I've heard the experience of some women taking certain meds such as maca experiencing higher than levels of arousal. Sure. Does this happen with BO? It can, yes. If so, is there any way to control it? Does it go away when the protocol is finished? That is my main concern. I don't think you're going to have that big of a problem. It's just if you've got a man lying around, you know, your partner, your husband, it's very convenient. And a lot of women like that side effect, but if you're celibate like I was, and this was out of a choice, it wasn't too bad. I was thrilled. I was so happy. Even I didn't have a partner, I didn't care. I was so happy to become fertile, to become alive. It wasn't a problem. I think it's nothing like being a man, if that's what you're asking. I don't think you'll have anything to worry about. Just be grateful, know that your body's thriving, you know, because that's what we need. It's called fertility. We're trying to keep and hold on to it as long as possible. Keeps our skin nice and moist and our hair silky, and, you know, our sleeping, keeps our sleeping moods when we're awake. It keeps everything in balance. To be able to affect and enhance your bone structure as a woman, like your hips. I ask because I'm a skinny person. I feel like the bust measurement I'm aiming at maybe look a bit odd or outstanding for my bone structure. I'm also looking to increase my hip measurement. You're still young. You may be able to expand. You may be able to, your body's going to change. I did this so late in the game. I didn't notice anything with my butt. I didn't notice anything with my hips. I was always an hourglass, but very petite. It's because I'm a mesomorph, so know your body type. I have broad line back and shoulders and very tiny underbust and waist. So if you're built like that, I mean, it just depends, right? The weight is going to go where it may fall. And I think that I am a little bit broader up here compared to my hips, but I still have an hourglass. So it just really depends. I always had the bigger butt compared to everything else. As a matter of fact, my ass area is still bigger compared to my chest. So it's like looking at J-Lo. Her ass is always going to stand out more than her breasts, no matter how big her breasts are, you know? So it's just the way that some women are built. Don't be too concerned with it. I know it kind of bothered me too. I'm like, oh my God, my boobs will never be big enough. Will never be, because these freaking linebacker shoulders, I can, boof, I can knock somebody out with these things, you know? But, so yeah, like if I had narrower shoulders, my breasts would look so huge. Imagine if my shoulders came in, my boobs would be like so dominant. But that's not the way it is with all of us. We're all different. Some of us have closed in cleavage like I do. Some of us are top heavy, like I'm more top heavy than, unfortunately, on the bottoms. You know, it's just like I'm a B cup right here, but I'm like a D cup here. It's just the way we're built genetically, and we can't change that. Really, we can't. All cleavage is sexy, whether it's far apart or close together. It's all sexy. So yeah, don't be too concerned with that. Hopefully you'll gain weight everywhere. It's all about first in, you know, first in. If you've got a gut already and you're skinny fat, that's gonna come in first to the gut until you get rid of those fat cells. Sometimes you have to surgically remove them first. I talk about that in the other videos. So if I'm already butt heavy, I'm always probably going to be butt heavy when I gain the weight, unfortunately. So this is why the pump's really important. You want to, from the very beginning, you want to boost that circulation right where it needs to go. From the very, 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 very beginning. You don't want to like take the supplements and then gain weight and notice like, oh my God, my butt's getting even bigger. Great. Put the circulation in priority right here so that it can at least say, hey, don't forget about me. I need to grow too. You know, this is priority. So that's the challenge. And if you're asking to be like double D's and you're 93 pounds, I mean, you never know. You might get there. It just depends. Your body does change when you gain the weight, but your shape is pretty much going to be the same, if that makes any sense. You still have some growing to do, so maybe you'll grow taller. Who knows, right? You're still young. Bone structure as in face, no, but what I did notice when you are